Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Kindred, North Dakota on a beautiful Monday evening. Nice cool weather here in Kindred as we are gearing up for a Junior Legion / Legion B single game here in Kindred. That'll feature the visitors on the scoreboard, Dilworth-Glyndon-Felton Post 397, or as we will refer to them, DGF. DGF Post 397 comes to Kindred, take on the home team, the Kindred Vikings. Once again, it's the Kindred Vikings B Legion team that's playing host to DGF Post 397. This is a non-league affair, a single 7. As if you have listened to any of our broadcasts before, we are gearing up in Kindred for a fun night, hopefully at the Icewind Brewery. Icewind Brewery in Mapleton made Kindred Youth Baseball their charity of the month, and if you stop in today, for every pint you purchase, $1 is donated to Kindred Youth Baseball, and every 4-pack gets Kindred Youth Baseball $2. So we've got a single 7-inning game here in Kindred. DGF Post 397 coming to town to take on the Kindred Vikings. My name's Josh Almaris alongside Mason Almaris. Mason, you've been on the diamond from about 11 to 3, maybe even longer if you count the preparations made. We'll say 11 to 4, and you're already back at it. What brings you back?
Yep, getting ready to broadcast this big game between DGF and Kindred. Looking forward to a fun night. 1 7-inning game should be quick and fun.
Can't get enough of the baseball field, is that right?
Right.
That's right. We're excited as we're gearing up for opening pitch here, and lineups coming in probably about 2 or 3 minutes. We'll step away, and when we come back, we'll send her on down with Paul Quislin, the public address announcer, and take a look at the starting lineups first for DGF. Come on back in about 60 seconds.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Hey fans, welcome back. Starting lineups just underway here in Kindred. The DGF Post 397 crew hitting the line. They are 3-7 coming into this game. First, they had the non-starters, Ben Eulin and Wes Lundberg, come out. Now it's number 19, second baseman Ty Heeb. He's followed by number 17, the shortstop Tate Bergeson. Batting 3 will be the first baseman, number 12, Isaac Laren. And the cleanup man is a designated hitter who wears number 14, Trey Knockmoose. Fifth batter is third baseman number 16, Marshall Lieb. The sixth hitter is going to be catcher number 11, Josh Berg. Berg coming out right now with his shins on. He's followed by center fielder number 18, Richie Halverson. Eight hitter will be the pitcher. He wears number 32. It's Charlie Olson. Check that. That might be 33 that he's wearing. He's followed by Zachary Nundahl. He's the left fielder, number 35, and defensively it's right fielder number 28, Matt Eilertson. The head coach of DGF is Bryce Kruger, and DGF comes to Kindred with a 3-7 record. So DGF coming to town with a 3-7 record to take on the home team, the Kindred Vikings, who are 6-5. Head coach is Oakley Dubord, and his assistant is Dean Wixo. Non-starters Jack Savageau, Trey T-Burke, and Derek Stone hit the field. And then the first man out is number 12, third baseman Cade Westby. He'll be followed by left fielder number 33, Henry Kuznia. Third hitter is going to be the catcher, number 22, Sam Bernier. Cleanup man will be number 1, the second baseman, Logan Jordheim. Playing center field, batting 5th, and wearing number 18 will be Jacob Pearson. Excuse me, that'd be Jacob Lindemann. My bad. Asher Swenson, number 15, going to hit 6th and do the pitching tonight for the Vikings. Out in right field will be Callum Neer. He wears number 28. Jacob Pearson will be at first base, batting 8th, wearing 14. And then the shortstop will be number 16, Brock Wagner. Once again, that's the Kindred Vikings. They are 6-5. DGF post 397 is 3-7. It's a single 7-inning game. Josh Michelson and Bob Barclay are the umpires. Bob is behind the dish, and Josh is on the base paths. National Anthem's going to go. We'll come back in about 2 minutes with the opening pitch. See you then.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred. We are gearing up for opening pitch here. Again, a single 7-inning B Legion game. DGF post 397 coming to town to take on the Kindred Vikings. Worth noting that for the Vikings, Jack Savageau, Trey Teberg, Derek Stone, they are on the bench. Coach Dubourg getting some of the more young, inexperienced folks on this crew some playing time. Also, Isaac Johnson and T. Girdman on the bench as well in shorts. Isaac Johnson dealing with a little bit of an elbow injury that we're not so sure of what the exact status on that is. So technically 5 bench players. Let's do a once around the horn for the Vikings one more time. Playing first, Jake Pearson. Second baseman will be Logan Jordheim, and third baseman is Cade Westby. Shortstop is Brock Wagner, and out in the outfield from left to right is Henry Kuznia, Jacob Lindemann, and Callum Neer. Catching for the Vikings will be Sam Bernier, and on the mound is Asher Swenson. First start of the season for Asher Swenson. Been working hard on some bullpens and hoping to zero in on that strike zone. We'll see how that has paid off. Once again, the batting order for DGF will be Ty Heeb, Tate Bergeson, and Isaac Laren. Trey Knockmoose, Marshall Lieb, and Josh Berg. Richie Halverson, Charlie Olson, and Zachary Nundahl. It's a beautiful evening here in Kindred, 76 degrees with 6-mile-an-hour winds out of the east, although Old Glory looks to be laying stagnant out in center field. Bob Barclay gives the play sign, and Asher Swenson steps on the rubber to begin the full windup. 5:26 is opening pitch here, and it's a ball. Once again, Ty Heeb up to bat. He's the second baseman, wears number 19. Ball 2 to Swenson. Swenson, if he can find the zone, he's got a great mix of pitches, including a nasty little knuckleball. Here he throws a little off-speed curveball for a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Ty Heeb. Oh, thank you. We got pizza and Snickers, Mason. You didn't get a Snickers. I was told I could have a Snickers, so I didn't get Krabby.
I got an Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
That'll keep me happy, too.
All right, and Nick Eggman, he just got the pizza. 3 balls, 1 strike to Ty Heeb. And here's a strike taken. Looked right down the middle, but Heeb started to toss that bat. Maybe it hit the corner. Asher Swenson with a great mix of pitches, and he's shown that right now. If he can throw strikes with that fastball, he will be in tonight and in the future a very nasty pitcher. Mason, you played with Jorgen Swenson and Kylan Swenson. You know of the nastiness of their knuckles and extra stuff.
Yeah, it seems even at the young age they started working on that, and once we got into high school, even at their older ages, those knuckleballs definitely worked for them pretty well. So it looks like Asher's trying to fill in their footsteps.
Well, Nicholas Eggman told me that his knuckleball is even nastier than Kylan's, so that speaks to how nasty his knuckle can be if he can continue to find it across the zone. This is a fly ball hit out to shallow right field. In comes Callum Neer, and Callum Neer makes the catch, hauls it in, and Tate Bergeson is retired on that F9. Ty Heeb remains at first, and it'll bring up Isaac Laren. Isaac Laren coming to the plate. He wears number 12, plays first base. On first base will be Ty Heeb. He reached on a leadoff walk. 7-pitch walk by Ty Heeb. And there's 1 out here in the top of the first. Here's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball as Isaac Laren swung over top of that pitch. Swenson gets the signs from his battery mate, Sam Bernier. Heeb takes off for second. This ball's fouled out of play. And it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Heeb took off.
Yeah, it looks like he got a good jump there, too.
We'll see if he does it again. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Heeb on first, Laren at the plate, Swenson on the mound. Bernier giving signs behind the plate. Heeb stays put. This ball chopped to the left side. And it'll stay 0 balls, 2 strikes. What was that pitch, Mason? Did you see it?
It looked like an off-speed. I don't know if that was a knuckleball or if that was the slider.
We'll see what he does on the 0-2 as Heeb creeps down the line to second base. He stays put. That was a pitch that missed maybe just a little bit inside, but not by much. Another off-speed from Swenson as it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swenson checks first. Here's the 1-2. Heeb stays. High fastball way out of the zone. It'll move it to 2-2. Fastball up in the zone is going to be effective with the mix. Just got to make it a little more competitive and not so out of the zone. Here's the 2-2. Heeb stays. Here's a foul ball. Good job by Laren of fighting off pitches. Cleanup man goes by Trey Knockmoose. That's a very good last name, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm sure there's a lot of good ideas that have come out of that with knocking the ball around. Wonder if his nickname is the Moose.
I'm sure there's a lot of good nicknames you could have on that. So that ball's fouled back, and Bernier doesn't make an attempt on it. I don't think it hit the net. But in any case, it'll stay 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the first. Swenson, first start of the year for Asher Swenson. Checks first. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Fly ball into the infield. Runner hits the brakes as Cade Westby moves over and makes the catch in foul territory. It hung up just a little bit too long as he was about 5 feet away from second base when he recognized that ball was in the air. He hit the brakes and hustled back to first. Cade Westby hauled it in for out number 2. So Heeb 2 attempts at stealing second. Both were fouled off. This one was for an out, and now it's up to Trey Knockmoose, the Moose, who does not knock that ball around. He swings and misses. It'll be strike one. Knockmoose, the designated hitter, wears number 14, hits cleanup. Swenson trying to work around a leadoff walk. Swenson sets, and here's the pitch, a curveball. He is, since that first batter, Mason, I was a little bit worried for the Vikings fans that Swenson might struggle with command, but he's really been around the zone on everything.
Yeah, he has been around the zone. Even that last at-bat by Liren was really good. He started 0-2, fouled off, I think, three balls, and then he saw 2, got it to a 2-2 count, and just missed that one, popped up foul.
Yeah, the DGF batters are making him work. This will be pitch number 19 for Swenson, but Swenson is not relenting like he did with the first batter and really attacking these guys, so much so that Bob Barclay has to pause the game to reload his stock of baseballs. Here's the 0-2. Swing, chop down, foul, right in front of Asher Swenson's parents as they are in the stadium cheering on their son who's on the mound. Here's the pitch to Knockmoose. Swing and a miss, and Asher Swenson drops the deuce or something similar to that right across the plate, gets Knockmoose to swing and miss, and that'll do things in the top half of the first. DGF gets no runs on no hits. There were no Viking errors. 1 man left on base, and after 1/2 inning of play, it's DGF 0 and the Kindred Vikings coming to bat.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred. We'll do a once around the diamond for DGF, and then we'll look at the Kindred Viking batting order. Playing first base for DGF is Isaac Laren. Second baseman will be Ty Heeb. Third baseman Marshall Lieb, and the shortstop Tate Bergeson. Out in the outfield will be Zachary Nundahl, Richie Helverson, and Matt Eilertson. Catching is Josh Berg, and on the mound for DGF, number 33, I believe. I thought it said 33 on the lineup card, but number 33, there it is, Charlie Olson. Charlie Olson delivers his first pitch. It's a pitch that's swung on and I believe fouled back. In any case, it's strike one to Cade Westby. Westby will be followed by Henry Kuznia, Sam Bernier, Logan Jordheim, Jacob Lindemann, and then Asher Swenson. Callum Neer is 7. Jacob Pearson and Brock Wagner round things out. That's a ball taken high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Westby offensively having a very good year, hitting .379. He has 3 doubles, 9 RBIs, and 9 runs. Leads the team in a few of those categories as he swings and misses through that pitch. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Charlie Olson's working from the full. He begins his motion, and here's an off-speed that Westby fights off. Charlie Olson, a tall young man. I'd say a good 6'2", 6'3" up there.
Yeah, he looks pretty tall, looks pretty big.
Got a good mix of pitches early on, throwing the bender and a decent fastball here. As here he goes, fastball up high, and Westby does a good job of fouling that one off, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. We saw this from DGF in the top half of the first. They made Swenson worked him for 20 pitches. Every at-bat they were working and making Swenson throw something here. Westby fouls that one off. And he called him out, but the discussion here is that, and I think DGF might have gotten a break there, that the discussion here is that the ball popped out of the catcher's glove. Westby ran down to first base, and the catcher ended up grabbing the ball with one hand and tagged him with the glove in the other hand, and the umpire called him out despite the fact that the ball wasn't in his glove. Is that what you saw, Mace?
To me, it looked like he fouled it off, I guess. I don't know. He looked like the home plate umpire was saying it hit Westby when he swung, but I thought it looked like a foul ball.
Well, Westby took off for first right away like he did not foul it off. I thought the discussion was more along the lines of he tagged him with the glove, and Westby stopped thinking he got tagged out, but he didn't have the ball in the glove. In any case, Westby's retired on a strikeout, and that brings up Henry Kuznia. He smokes this ball out to left center. That's going to be a single, falling right between shortstop, left field, and center field. The Bermuda Triangle between Zachary Nundahl, Richie Halverson, and Tate Bergeson. So it'll be a one-out single for Henry Kuznia. Kuznia has 11 hits on the year, was hitting .297 coming into today, 7 RBIs, and he's on board for Sam Bernier, who's hitting .227, doing the catching and wearing number 22. Here's a ball outside. Yeah, going back to that, I was wondering if it was fouled off too there, Mason, but the way Westby reacted is he took off. He didn't seem to be bothered by the fact that it was a strikeout, and had he fouled it off, I would have thought he would have, said something like, I fouled it off. Or
yeah, it was definitely weird. I don't know.
Kuznia stays at first. Sam with kind of an excuse me swing there, and the count is 1-2. Must have been fooled by a little bit of an off speed there and never really committed to the swing until it was too late. Here's the 1-2. Another curveball that Sam does a good job of staying on, but it's a line drive right at the first baseman, Isaac Laren. Isaac Laren jumps up, snares it. It's an F3, and then an F3 UDP as Kuznia. There's nothing he could have done on a play that close to the bag. So in the bottom half of the first inning, the Vikings get no runs on one hit. They leave nobody on base. There were no DGF errors, and after one complete, it's 0-0.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're gearing up for the top half of the second inning. DGF will bring the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Marshall Lieb, Josh Berg, and Richie Halverson to the plate, as they will continue to face Asher Swenson. Swenson threw 20 pitches in that first inning. He did a great job of mixing up pitches and attacking the zone. DGF, kudos to them. They made him work as they were fouling stuff off, working counts deep. The Vikings came to bat and did much of the same, but an unfortunate swing of the bat by Sam Bernier. He tried to stay on a curveball, didn't hit it very hard, but he hit it right at first base, and the first baseman, Laren, did a nice job of snaring it and touching the base to double up Kuznia. Once again, DGF comes down with a 3-7 record. Kindred Vikings are 6-5. Asher Swenson, first pitch to Marshall Lieb. This is a ball hit nicely up the middle. Marshall Lieb stays on that ball, and it's a one pitch, one man on, leadoff single for DGF, post 397. Marshall Lieb on first. Josh Berg coming to the plate. Berg is the catcher. Where's number 11? And Swenson has to work from the set once again. Here's the pitch. Ball taken high as Marshall Lieb stays on first base. Josh Berg, the 6-hitter. He'll be followed by Richie Halverson, Charlie Olson, and Zach Nundahl if the line continues. There's a swing and a miss. It's 1-1 strike to Josh Berg. Swenson sets and delivers. This ball's hit out to left field. Henry Kuznia looks to have a beat on it. He does. He catches it and then throws it in right away to shortstop Brock Wagner, and it'll be an F7. One out with one on, bringing up Richie Halverson. Mace, as an outfielder, how excited do you get when the ball is coming your way?
I definitely think my eyes light up a little bit, and it's just a different mentality you have to have out there where it's any ball that's hit in your area, you got to go get it. Nothing dropping out there.
Richie Halverson up to bat, fouls that one off. It's 0 balls, 1 strike to Halverson. It's one of the worst feelings in the coaching world is when you see the eyes get big on the other side of things. Like, oh no, I don't want the ball. You played with guys that look like that?
Maybe
without naming names, of course.
When I was younger, definitely. Probably in Little League, especially when we're on the back diamonds, there's definitely kids on the team that do that. But I think especially in high school, it's the other way.
Here's a high fly ball that Brock Wagner takes charge with. He catches it, and Lieb jogs back to first. Halverson's going to have to jog back to the dugout as that's the second out. 2 flies, F7, now F6, and that'll bring up Charlie Olson. Well, I can attest, and as Nicholas Eggy, the Eggmeister Eggman, sits next to me, I'm sure he can too, that even in Legion and Babe Ruth, there are times when a ground ball or a fly ball is hit to someone, and they do not look like they want anything to do with that ball because of, just like at hitting, you get into your cold streaks, and you're just not feeling comfortable there. But that was not the case with Henry Kuznia. He looked like he was excited to get that fly ball.
Yeah, on the field, especially in the outfield, you got to be on one pretty cold streak to be scared of getting a pop fly.
Yeah, to not want it. Here's Charlie Olson taking a ball up high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Charlie Olson, the 8-hitter, he's pitching tonight. He'll be followed by Zachary Nundahl if Charlie is to get on base. Here's the 1-1. Swenson with slide step. Nice pitch there on the inner lower part of the plate, and it's a called strike for 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swenson could get out of this inning with much less pitches if he can continue to pump the zone to Olson. Runner goes. This one's chopped right at the second baseman, and Jordheim, all he can do is knock that one down. Jordheim was running right into that play, and that's an error on Jordheim as Marshall Lieb's going to take second, and Olson is going to reach on that error. Boy, that was almost perfect for Jordheim. He just has to make that play, step on the base, and Asher's able to get out of here with an 11-pitch inning. But as it is, it's the 9-hitter, Zachary Nundahl, that's going to bat, and the Vikings are going to try and get that third out here. So a fairly big moment in this game early on as the Vikings trying to squander a DGF threat. This ball is hit right back at Asher Swenson. He takes a few steps and then throws it lightly over to Jake Pearson. And when all is said and done, it only cost Swenson 2 more pitches on the 1-3 putout. After the top half of the second inning, or in the top half of the second inning, DGF gets no runs on 1 hit. They leave 2 men on base. There was 1 Viking error, and after 1 1/2 inning of play, it's the Vikings 0 and DGF 0. We're coming back for the bottom of the second.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Hey fans, we're back here. We're going to go no video as we're working on that split screen, so you're just going to have to listen, and we'll work to get that back up and running here shortly. Logan Jordheim, Jacob Lindemann, and Asher Swenson going to be up to bat here. That's the 4, 5, 6 guys. Mason, you want to run the scoreboard? As Logan Jordheim chops that one to the right side of the infield, it'll be picked up by the pitcher, Charlie Olson, and underhand tossed over to the first baseman. It'll be an out here, so Charlie Olson throws on to Isaac Laren as Logan Jordheim with a swinging bunt down the first base line. Olson fielding his position very nicely, and that'll bring up the 5-hitter Jacob Lindemann. Lindemann playing center field, wearing number 18. This pitch shot out to the shortstop. Shortstop fields it nicely. That's Bergeson, and he throws a strike over to Laren. Just like that, it's 1-3 and then 6-3. So Jacob Lindemann hits that one to the shortstop. Tate Bergeson did a nice job of waiting on it and fielding into that ball, setting his feet and throwing it across the diamond. That'll bring up the 6-hitter and pitcher Asher Swenson. Swenson hitting .385 for the Vikings, having a good year offensively. He's also pitching. He falls back the first pitch, out of play. It'll be no balls, 1 strike here with 2 outs in the bottom half of the second inning. Once again, working on that camera. We'll hope to have it up and rolling in the next few minutes. Charlie Olson on the mound, works from the full. Here's the pitch, curveball down and outside. Blocked nicely by Josh Berg, but taken for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Asher Swenson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Charlie Olson has the ball, beginning his motion, and here's the 1-1 to Asher Swenson. A ball taken high. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. That pitch nowhere near the zone as Charlie Olson gets the ball back, collects his sign, and now he's in the windup. Here's the pitch. Ball taken down and outside. It'll move the count to 3 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on here in Kindred. 0-0 score, and here's the pitch. A strike. It was a late strike call. The ball looked like it maybe clipped the outside of the zone. Berg could not handle it. It popped out of his glove, and then the strike was called. So here's the 3-2 pitch from Charlie. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Asher Swenson gets called for a strikeout, and that's the second strikeout that Charlie Olson has delivered. And that'll end things here in the bottom half of the second inning. The Vikings get no runs on no hits. They leave nobody on base, and there were no DGF errors. After 2 complete, the score remains 0-0.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the big air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins, the fun never ends.
The world of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today.
And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Hey fans, welcome back to Kindred as we move into the top of the third inning. Score remains 0-0, and we're continuing to work on that camera as DGF will send top of the order Ty Heeb, Tate Bergeson, and Isaac Laren to the plate, the 1-2-3 hitters. Ty Heeb did reach on a leadoff walk. He took a ball here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a ball taken up high. 2 balls, no strikes. Heeb reached on a walk, a 7-pitch walk that he battled through in the top of the first inning. He sees a 2-0 count going right now. Swenson with the next pitch. This is a ball taken outside. Bernier not able to hang on to that, and it is to the backstop. 3 balls, no strikes, nobody on. Opening batter here in the top of the third inning. Swenson agrees with the sign and now begins his full windup. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk. So Heeb with the same result as he had in the top of the first. This one came a lot easier for him, though, because he didn't have to fight really anything off. 4 pitches to him, and he is on base. That'll bring up Tate Bergeson, the 2-hitter. Bergeson flew out to right field. Lazy fly right on the line in the top of the first inning. Heeb had made a couple attempts to steal second base when he was on last, but they were all fouled off. This is a ball taken high to Tate Bergeson. So 5 straight balls by Asher Swenson. He was working very efficiently in his first 2 innings on the mound. Here now he's finding a little rough patch. Here's the second pitch of the inning, or excuse me, 6th pitch of the inning, and it's another ball, second pitch in this at bat to Tate Bergeson. It's 2 balls, 0 strikes. So Bergeson has a 2-0 count with Heeb on first. Here's the 2-0. A strike taken on the top of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Isaac Laren waits on deck. Ty Heeb sits on first. There's a man on and nobody out. Here's the 2-1. This ball's chopped over to the left side. Wagner has to come in after it. He does, then throws the first. And not in time, as it's going to be an infield single. The ball was chopped into the grass. Wagner hustled after it. Didn't get a lot of juice on that throw over to first. And Ty Heeb's going to move to second safely. Tate Bergeson going to reach on an infield single. Tate Bergeson, a left-handed batter. As soon as he put that ball in play, he hustled down the line, and he beat that out. So Bergeson with an infield single. That'll bring up Isaac Laren. Men on first and second, nobody out in the top of the third. Very good lead and jump by Heeb. This ball smoked out to left field, and it's going to be foul. Boy, Ty Heeb, did you see that, Mason? He got a great jump on that pitch.
Yeah, he was working that vault steal, we call it. He was shuffling on his way to third, and then right when Swenson lifted up his leg, he took off to third base, and he would have been in there by a mile.
We'll see if Hebe does that again. Isaac Laren hit that ball hard, but all the way down the third base line. Asher Swenson does not look back. That's a ball taken just a little outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. If Swenson does not look at Hebe, he will take third. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men on, nobody out. Runners on first and second as Laren. Swenson does not look, and Hebe goes. Here's a high fly ball in the infield. Second baseman comes in to catch that. That's Logan Jordheim. Doesn't matter. It was an infield fly. We'll call it an F4. And Trey Knockmoose will come to the plate here. Trey Knockmoose in his first at-bat struck out. So it'll remain 2 men on. Ferguson on first, Hebe on second. 1 out as Laren just popped out to Jordheim at second base. Here's Trey Knockmoose. Again, Swenson does not look at Hebe. And Hebe with a very nice lead at second base. Jordheim going over to help, but it doesn't change much of anything. Swenson throws the ball home. It's a swing and a miss. It's 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here. A threat by DGF. Leadoff man reached on a walk. Second guy got an infield single. Hebe was the leadoff man. Bergeson with the infield single. Here's a big lead, and again, Hebe takes off. It's a strike called. Sam Bernier throws down, and they got Hebe despite a great jump. A really nice throw by Sam Bernier. Asher Swenson, very quick to the plate with a slide step, and it's going to be a 2-5 caught stealing putout of Hebe. Beautiful throw by Bernier, and despite Swenson not looking back at Hebe, he got the ball home quick, and a bang-bang play that goes in the favor of the Vikings. Here's the 1-2 to Knockmoose. Fly ball out of play. It's a momentum play, wouldn't you say, Mason? I mean, they'd have second, third, nobody, or 1 out. Instead, it's guy on second, 2 outs.
Yeah, he had 2 good jumps before. The first time there was that long foul ball, and then the second time he had another good jump. There was an infield pop fly that he had to go back on both attempts, and then finally when he gets another jump, maybe it's not as good this time, or Sam just put that throw right on the money and got him out at third.
Next pitch is a strike 3 right down Broadway. It was a curveball that caught Trey Knockmoose in surprise. So Knockmoose watches a beautiful, looked like a curveball. We were kind of debating off the air, is that his curveball or his knuckle? But Trey Knockmoose watched it go by, and it's the 3rd out of the inning. DGF gets no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 on base. There were no Viking errors, and after 2.5 complete, it's the Vikings and DGF knotted up at 0.
Moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Hey, baseball fans, welcome back into Kindred. Callum Neer, Jacob Pearson, Brock Wagner, 7, 8, 9 guys up to bat for the Vikings. As Neer pops this one up into the infield, and it's going to be third baseman who drops the ball. Marshall Lieb called off Charlie Olson, as he should have, but Marshall Lieb ends up dropping that ball, and Callum Neer going to reach on an error, and that'll bring up Jacob Pearson and Brock Wagner. Boy, the Kindred Vikings really wiggled out of a precarious situation there. Leadoff men both get on for DGF as here's the pitch, a chop by Pearson to Coach Oakley Dubourg, who fields and throws, but it's foul. The Vikings looked like they were in trouble, especially with Heeb getting huge jumps at second, but they work a fly out to Jordheim at second, and then they catch Heeb stealing despite a great jump, and that's out too. And then Asher Swenson strikes out Knockmoose, and the threat is mitigated. Now the Vikings answer by reaching on air and have Jacob Pearson. Boy, if Jacob or Brock can get on base with the leadoff man up to the top of the order up to bat, that would be big for the Vikings. When your 7, 8, 9 guys work to get on base, what kind of momentum does that give for your top of the order, Mason?
Definitely makes them feel a lot more confident. As a leadoff batter, I would remember if my 7, 8, 9 batters are getting on base, it just gave me even more confidence that I was going to get on base as well and be able to move them around.
And almost a little bit more focus and concentration. You saw those guys do it, and you want to reward that bottom of the order for getting around. We'll see if Vikings bottom of the order can keep the line rolling here. As Jacob Pearson swings and misses through that. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Neer is still on first base. Once again, Pearson, the 8 hitter, first baseman, wears 14. Brock Wagner, the 9 hitter, waits on deck as pickoff attempt here. Charlie Olson throws over to Isaac Laren, but not in time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Olson sets and delivers. This one's chopped to the third base side. It's a foul ball once again. Would have been a nice swinging bunt if it would have stayed fair. But by the time Marshall Lieb got over there, it was foul. 0-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Asher Swenson with 48 pitches. This is pitch number 28 for Olson. Here's the pitch. And a high fly ball to second base. The shortstop going to move over. Now there's a little bit of an argument between the shortstop and the second baseman. Bergeson looked like he was trying to take it from Heeb, and Heeb eventually told him to buzz off and took it himself. So it's going to go in the book as an F4. Ty Heeb takes that, and they'll bring up Brock Wagner. Brock Wagner, his first at bat of the evening, coming in hitting 71 on the year. He's the 9 hitter. Takes a strike on the outside part of the zone. Those could be the whitest pants I've ever seen, Mason.
Yeah, I know my pants did not stay clean, so a lot of these guys' pants are cleaner than what I had.
0 balls, 1 strike as Wagner took a strike there. Neer stays put, and here's a ball that gets by the catcher. Now Neer takes off for second as Berg could not handle that. We'll call it a wild pitch. So Neer on second base and in scoring position. Olson steps off the rubber, and he wants to have a quick conversation with Josh Berg. They're going to get their signs all acquainted. Mason, we talked about this on the air the other day with Mike Bernier. He said courtesy running, a pet peeve of his, is when the courtesy runner is not ready. We might continue that conversation because you made a point, but pitcher-catcher, it's almost as if they're so confident that nobody's going to get on second base that they don't go through those signs.
Yeah, I know another problem in college is that sometimes they'll do their warm-up pitches. A new pitcher comes in from the pen. They'll do their warm-up pitches, and then after the ump says play ball, then the catcher runs out and says, hey, what are your signs?
Yeah. You just had a meeting talking about all kinds of different things. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Wagner, and you forgot to talk about how you were going to issue signs. Nice job, Wagner, fighting things off there. He swung at a hard fall ball on the previous pitch. This one he falls back into the catcher, Josh Berg. You made a good point about the courtesy runner, and why would the courtesy runner not be ready?
Yeah, there was a little superstition when I was in high school. It was if you were the courtesy runner and you were ready to run for the catcher while he was still up to bat, he would never get on base. But when you didn't have your helmet on, didn't have your sliding mitt ready, weren't ready at all, the catcher would always get on base. So there would be times where they'd have all their stuff on, and then someone would say, hey, take your stuff off. It's a superstition we have.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Wagner falls off another one. So there can maybe, if Mike is listening, there can be an explanation. I don't love the explanation, but we do know as baseball people, as Olson tries the fade mood over the top, there are a couple baseball players in the world who have maybe a superstition or two, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot.
Potentially the most superstitious group of people out there are baseball players, as here's the 1-2 taken high. Wagner putting together a very good at-bat here, falling off some things, getting that pitch count up. This will be pitch number 35 to Charlie Olson. So maybe the superstition with why the pitcher and catcher don't get the signs until a nice take there by Wagner, as it'll move the count full. The pitcher doesn't want to have the sign squared away with the catcher when there's a guy on second, because he's totally anticipating that nobody is ever going to get to second base. Do you buy it?
I mean, it's got to be something like that.
Here's the 3-2. Wagner falls it off. Boy, what a fantastic at-bat here by Brock Wagner. If Wagner can get on base, even more momentum for the likes of Cade Westby and Henry Kuznia. He has been battling, I think unofficially, I'm going to call this pitch number 9-ish anyway, of the at-bat for Wagner. A really good at-bat. Can he make it a great one? Another foul ball. So I would say this is at least pitch number 10 of the at-bat for Brock Wagner. He is causing all kinds of problems for Charlie Olson. He is now, Olson, going to throw pitch number 38 to Wagner, your 9-man. When your 9-man is doing this, good things typically happen. Another foul ball. Bob Barclay calls over. He wants more baseballs because Wagner has hit them all out of here.
Yeah, I know Olson started this inning with 21 pitches, and now he's about to throw number 39, and Wagner's only the third batter. So you got to think it's probably at least 10 or 11.
Yeah, I'm going to count up these pitches for Wagner. I'm going to say unofficially this is pitch number 11. If he can get on base or drive one in, that could be one of the plays of the game. Another foul ball, surprise, surprise. He went strike one looking, ball one. Then he went foul, 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 ball two, ball three, foul, 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 foul. This is pitch number 12 for Brock Wagner. Here's the 3-2, Charlie Olson or Wagner. Who's going to win it? A ball taken outside, and that is a fantastic at-bat by Wagner. I tell you what, one of the things that I hate to see is a close call go away from the batter after they have worked such a great at-bat like that. So Wagner gets the call on an outside ball, and he reaches on a 12 or 13 pitch walk. And now Cade Westby up to bat with 2 men on. Wagner on first, Callum Neer on second. Westby struck out in the first, but he has been a hot-hitting Legion player this year. Came into today hitting .379. Fade move over the top to no avail as Neer skips on back.
Yeah, even watching games now, watching that fade move, it's taken a lot out of me for either team to not say back.
Oh, this ball is hit out to left center field, but it looks like the left fielder has a beat on it, and he does. He snags that in left field. That's Zachary Nundahl. Nice catch out there. Callum Neer, I really would have liked to see him as he got off the base there, hustle back to second and make some effort at third base, but he really nonchalantly went back to second.
Yeah, I think you got to at least bluff that with the left fielder moving towards center field when he catches the ball. He's moving away from third base. At least make it look like you're going to go.
Nundahl with a really nice catch out there as Kuznia hits that one over to Charlie, and the Vikings are not able to take advantage of a phenomenal at-bat by Brock Wagner. Henry Kuznia grounds out, and the Vikings are going to go down in the bottom of the third with no runs on no hits. They leave 2 men on base. There was one DGF error, and after 3 complete, the score remains 0-0.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us, and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are here for some Legion B baseball action in Kindred as DGF post 397 in town to take on the home team, the Kindred Vikings. Josh Almaris alongside Mason Almaris. Coming to the plate for DGF in the top of the fourth will be their 5, 6, 7 hitters. Marshall Lieb, Josh Berg, and Richie Halverson. Marshall Lieb got a hit in the second, led off the inning, but was stranded at second as Josh Berg flew out to left and Richie Halverson flew out to the shortstop. Charlie Olson and Zachary Nundahl will bat if they get past the minimum. Here's a high fly ball into the infield. Asher Swenson goes back, and he calls for that and takes it. So Asher Swenson going to get one pitch, one out. The F1 from Lieb, from the bat of Lieb, will bring up Josh Berg. Once again, Berg 0 for 1, flew out to left in the second. College World Series just kicking off here. Oklahoma against North Carolina. Who do you got, Mason?
I think UNC is going to have to put up a pretty big fight to win this one. They just threw their guy yesterday. 5 innings, threw a lot of pitches. It's going to be hard for him to come back. I think Oklahoma's going to take it.
You're taking Oklahoma. I can say that I'm rooting for Oklahoma. Oklahoma does have a guy on right now. It has been a fantastic College World Series. Lots of fun and entertaining games to watch. And the two best right now in the country are the University of North Carolina and Oklahoma, duking it out for championship honors. North Carolina never won it. This is the 13th time that they have been there, and they have never been in the championship, I believe. Maybe it's 13 times in the College World Series. This ball's hit high out to left field, but Henry Kuznia makes that look easy, and Kuznia has now retired Josh Berg 2 times, F7, F7. I think that North Carolina has, must be been in the national championship 12 times. This is the 13th time?
Yep.
Or was it been to the College World Series?
I think it's been to the College World Series 13 times. I think this might be the third time they've been to the championship.
Okay. But never won it.
Nope, never
I'm sure
won
that stat will come across here at some point. As now batting is Richie Halverson. Flew out to shortstop Brock Wagner back in the second. And there's a strike by Swenson. It sure looks like when Swenson throws that pitch, it's right down the middle. But because he's got such a good mix and so much movement on either that curve or knuckle, it is a tough pitch to hit. It's really hard up here to tell on his off speed if he's throwing. He's got his fastball, he also has a curveball, and he also has the knuckle. It's hard to see which is which between the curve and the knuckle.
Yeah, this view is not the greatest for deciphering what pitch it is.
There's a strike called, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So it's 2-2 with 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Halverson, a ball hit high and deep out to left field. Kuznia tracks back, and makes the one-handed catch out and left, and it was an inning of flies, F1, F7, F7. In the top half of the 4th, DGF gets no runs on no hits, leave nobody on base, get no Kindred errors, and the score remains 0-0 after 3.5.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred, North Dakota. The booth up top, Josh Almaris alongside Mason Almaris, where we're doing a single 7-inning game here. Junior, or we'll call it Class B Legion / Junior Legion. DGF and the Kindred Vikings all knotted up at 0. Charlie Olson doing a great job on the mound. He has so far pitched 3 scoreless innings and thrown 43 pitches. Asher Swenson has thrown 4 scoreless innings and thrown 57 pitches. Charlie going to have to face the 3, 4, 5 hitters in Sam Bernier, Logan Jordheim, and Asher Swenson. Here's a fly ball hit out to right field. 1 pitch, 1 out as Matt Eilertson catches that. Sam Bernier 0 for 2 on the day. Now Logan Jordheim 0 for 1 on a 1-3 putout in the second, comes to the plate. Coming into this game is hitting 154 on the year. Here's the windup from Olson. Curveball taken outside. It'll be ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. 1 out. Jordheim batting in the 4th inning against Olson. Pitch at the high part of the zone. That Jordheim falls back, moves the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. This will be pitch number 47 for Charlie Olson. From the full windup, here's the pitch. Ball inside. I always like watching Bob Barkley behind the plate. He's got a very animated in and out call, and it cracks me up all the time. It's almost like someone asked him where it was, and then he aggressively makes the statement. But nobody did ask him where that pitch was. In any case, the next pitch was was a strike called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch. Jordheim swings and misses on a beautiful pitch, curveball out of the zone that Jordheim chased. And that's out number 2, bringing up the 5-hitter, center fielder number 18, Jacob Lindemann. Jacob Lindemann grounded out to short in the 2nd inning. Came into this game hitting 200. Here's a foul ball out of play. 3 big bats sitting on the bench for the Vikings. Jack Savageau, Trey Teberg, and Derek Stone. All 3 hitting over 300. 304 for Savageau. Trey and Derek Stone are hitting 406 and 429 respectively. Here's a shot out to left center that'll at least be a single. We'll see if Lindemann, how aggressive he gets. He is content with a single there. Would have been a very difficult double, as the center fielder did a nice job in Halverson of getting that ball in. So it's a 2-out single off the bat of Lindemann. That'll bring up Asher Swenson, the pitcher. Struck out in the 2nd, but has an impressive .385 batting average coming into today. Swings at the first pitch. It's going to be the shortstop who comes on in, and he makes that catch. Tate Bergeson retires the Vikings in the bottom half of the 4th inning. So in the bottom of the 4th, the Vikings get no runs on 1 hit, leave 1 on base. There were no DGF errors. The score remains 0-0 as we go to the 5th inning.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful Monday evening here in Kindred. 76 degrees with a light breeze out of the east. We are beyond the halfway mark of a regular inning game. 7 innings is what's slated. But we are right in the thick of a fantastic pitchers duo. Charlie Olson for DGF through 4 complete now with 52 pitches, attacking the zone and holding the Vikings scoreless. Asher Swenson in his 5th inning of work right now, doing all the same, holding DGF scoreless. He has thrown 5 more pitches in 57. Right now, Swenson is going to be tasked with the 8-9-1 hitters, Charlie Olson, Zachary Nundahl, and Ty Heeb. As he checks in with Sam Bernier, gets his sign, begins his windup, and there's a leadoff single, a hard 2-hopper out to Henry Kuznia in left field. So Charlie Olson on for the 2nd time here today. He reached on an error. There was a ball hit to Jordheim that he reached on back in the 2nd, but was stranded at first, and now he has a hard hit single to lead off things here in the 5th. He will be courtesy ran for. Ben Euland is going to come in and run for Charlie Olson. And despite your concerns with any superstition and to appease Mr. Mike Bernier, Ben Euland is ready to go immediately, knowing he's the courtesy runner. He's on base.
Yeah, I kept the game moving. You almost wonder with that bunt, is he going to steal and try and get him to second on his own, or is he going to keep going with the bunt? He's at the front of the box, so it looks like he will show again.
I would think he's bunting. In a tight game, he's the 9 hitter. He fouled that back, but there we are. I'm wrong again, so it's fouled back, and it's 0-2 here to Zachary Nundahl. Nonetheless, for Nundahl, he wants to move Ben Euland over to second. That's his job right now. Swenson wants to strike him out. So you got Euland courtesy running for Olson on first, and Zach Nund as the runner takes off for second. Strong throw, but up the line, and Euland steals second. Boy, if that throw would have been on the money, Euland would have been out. As it was, it went up the line, and Euland with a good jump sliding safely into second base. And there's the runner on second for Nundahl. So now Nundahl trying to punch this to the right side and get Euland over to third base for the leadoff man, Ty Heeb. A big threat here for DGF. DGF has shown they will try to steal. That ball, Cade Westby cannot get. Kuznia bobbles it, and that's enough to send the runner. So that's going to be a tough error by Kuznia out in left field, as that bobble and the heads-up play by Ben Euland is enough to get him in. It's going to be a single and an RBI, but I'm going to call that an E9 that eventually allowed Euland to come across and score. You agree with that, Mason?
Yeah, I don't think you can give him the RBI on that as long as...
Correct. Yeah, you cannot give him the RBI, you're right, because of the error, but he will get a hit. So Nundahl with a very big hit that scores Euland because of the drop out in left field by Kuznia. Kuznia might have been running after that ball and peeked to see what the runner was doing, and it was enough for Coach Kruger over at third base to keep Ulen going. So DGF cracks the surface here. They lead 1-0 in the fifth and have a guy on second as Ulen and Nundahl traded spots. Ty Heeb up to bat now. He's walked twice. Walked in the first, walked in the third. 1 ball, 1 strike to him right now.
If I were him, I would have all the confidence in the world after their 8 and 9 batter just ripped 2 singles to left field.
Ball a little inside, Barclay says. Yeah, we talked about that when Kindred was up to bat. You get your bottom of the order that does big things like Brock Wagner putting together a 12-pitch walk. The Vikings were not able to deliver the top of the order, and DGF is. There's a strike, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ty Heeb. He worked a 7 or 8 pitch walk in his first at bat, and in his second at bat, it was a 4-pitch walk. Here's the 2-2 with Nundahl on second. Fouled off, and he stays alive. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Nundahl on, Heeb up to bat. Swenson going to throw pitch 68 to his battery mate, Sam Bernier. Here's the pitch. Curveball, just a little bit up to Heeb, and it's going to move the count to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swenson has done a very good job on the mound today. Really keyed in on the strike zone, but Heeb has been an issue for some reason. Here's the 3-2. Fouled off again, as this will be pitch number 8 to Ty Heeb. Heeb, true to form, being a leadoff man, causing all types of problems. Exactly what you want your leadoff man to do. 3 balls, 2 strikes, pitch number 9. Ball 4. So Heeb hasn't banged the ball around too much, but he certainly has done a fantastic job of making Swenson work. And Heeb has won every battle. Although he's 0 for 0 on the day, he's got 3 walks. He's been on base every time. And it's first, second with Tate Bergeson, the lefty up to bat. He has some speed. He legged out a infield single just a bit ago. Do you expect a bunt here, Mason?
I would definitely expect a bunt.
Here it is. And it's a bunt put down the third base line hard, but foul. So it'll be a strike. You expect it again here.
Yep, just missed foul. You know, it gives me the idea that he's not trying to miss straight in front of him right at the pitcher, but he's definitely going to go for it again and just try and straighten it out a tiny bit more.
I'd like to see Cade Westby in on the grass a little bit more here and then get back if there's a steal, because he is definitely, Bergeson, focusing on that third base line if he is going to bunt it. Here he does not show. It's a ball and a strike now, as Coach Kruger giving his signs down the third base line. Open stance for number 17, the shortstop, Tate Bergeson. Here's the check and the delivery. Strike taken on the outside upper part of the zone. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bergeson. Boy, Swenson would love to pick up a strikeout right here. Bergeson looking to move the runners. Here's the 1-2. A nice off-speed pitch that gets right to the glove of Jordheim. Jordheim, nice job of jumping up and snagging that, and then quickly getting that ball over to Pearson. He could not get it over there in time for the double play, so Ty Heeb is going to stay on first, but we'll call it an L4. We'll be generous with that. Isaac Laren now bats. He flew out to third and flew out to second in his previous at-bats. Here's the pitch. Ball taken high. We would not expect a bunt here, correct?
No, I don't think so. With the 3-batter earlier in the game, he put one deep into left field to foul, but he hit the ball really hard. I think you just got to trust him here. Hope that he hits the ball hard again.
Pearson playing in as if he will bunt. Here's the 1-0. This ball chopped to Asher Swenson. He elects to go over to first. Boy, he could have been, I don't know if anyone was talking and helping him out there, but definitely want to take that lead runner there. I don't know if Westby was yelling anything. So Laren is going to move the runners over. It's going to be a 1-3 putout. Going to bring up Trey Knockmoose Now a hit will likely score 2, as we'll see if DGF can take advantage of that little blunder that the Vikings had. Knockmoose swings and misses through that. Heeb goes to second. Nundahl goes to third. Swenson had elected to throw Laren out at first instead of pegging for Nundahl at third. Trey Moose, this ball hit up the middle, and that's going to probably score 2 as Knockmoose hits it to center, and just like that, DGF adds 2 more runs. Ty Heeb at second scores, and Zachary Nundahl from third. It's a 2 RBI single off the bat of Trey Knockmoose.
Yeah, it's a big swing there, knowing that the defense just messed up. So you got to capitalize on it, make it hurt, and he did just that by putting that ball right up the middle.
The other thing with Trey Knockmoose is that he struck out the last 2 at-bats, so it's not really about what have you done for me. It's what are you doing for me now, or what have you done for me lately kind of thing. Don't let that adversity of being 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts hinder what you're going to do at the plate now. That, I would say, is the biggest at-bat of the game so far, and it comes off the bat of Trey Knockmoose here in the 5th inning.
Yep, stole that crown from Brock Wagner pretty quick.
Marshall Lieb, now the batter. He's 1 for 2, had a single in the second and flew out to the pitcher in the 4th. This will be pitch number 81 for Swenson. Strike taken. It'll be 2 balls, 1 strike. Here with 2 outs. The other thing, too, with that ball to Swenson is maybe it was hard enough hit that if he sets his feet and throws to second, you get a double play and you're out of the inning. So I think, and here goes the runner. It doesn't matter. It hits the batter. So Knockmoose took off on the pitch, but because it hit Marshall Lieb, the hit by pitch is going to put Lieb on first, and Knockmoose doesn't have to work for that stolen base. Josh Berg going to come to the plate. Anyway, if Swenson's able to turn, throw that to second, you get a double play, and all of this is for naught.
Or even if you get 1 run, now it's only a 2-0 game instead.
Correct. So if he goes to third, the runner from second's going to score. If he went to second, the runner and not got the double play, the runner on third would have scored. But if he would have turned that double play, it ends things, and it's simply a 1-0 game. So the Vikings have their work cut out for them after DGF has taken advantage of a couple of blunders by the Vikings. It'll only go on the board as 1 error for the Vikings. Here's a swing and a miss. It'll go to 0 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Berg. Josh Berg has hit the ball hard, both times out to left fielder Henry Kuznia for outs. He's 0 for 2. Takes a big hack at that one. Moved it to 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll end things here in the top half of the 5th inning, but not before. DGF strikes for 3 runs on 3 hits. They leave 2 men on base, and there was 1 Viking error. There's a new score on the scoreboard. It reads DGF 3, Kindred 0.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred as we gear up for the bottom half of the 5th inning. Josh Almaris and Mason Almaris, also known as the Father's Day Scramble Golf Champions of the World. We've only been beaten 1 time this entire summer, and it came off of the clubs of some can we call them scumbags? Is that appropriate for the air? Or I don't know. Some lucky
late game
heroics off the clubs of Nick Nicholas, Eggy the Eggmeister, Eggman, and Teddy Almers. That's our only loss of the year, so we are now the reigning champs because we didn't beat them. We still need to get revenge of them, but thanks for tuning in and listening to the two of us scramble golf champs off the links of New Rockford. Now that victory's not even, I suppose that's about 24 hours old now, isn't it?
Just about, yeah.
And then, excuse me, what? Batting right now should be, we have Asher Swenson is up to bat right now. And it should be, I think, Callum Neer, Jacob Pearson, and Brock Wagner. So we could have something going on here. Yeah. I think so. Asher Swenson flew out to the shortstop to end that bottom of the fourth inning, correct?
That's, yeah. I thought he got the last out there, yeah.
So it's 7, 8, 9 that are due up for the Vikings. Callum Neer, Jacob Pearson, and Brock Wagner. And I once knew this rule because back when I played, we played Midway Minto, and they did this 3 times in one season where they got called out for the wrong guy batting in the wrong place. I don't know that they're going to call Callum Neer out here, but I think he's going to get to go to the plate with an 0-2 count. So I don't even know the rule on this. I should know the rule. Yep, okay. So I wonder if Swenson would have gotten a hit, then I think he becomes out.
And I wonder if DGF knew that and was going to wait for that.
Yeah, so Callum Neer, the batter, and he's going to see an 0-2 pitch run high. But that might be a rule that I get to look up here later tonight. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes in any case to Callum Neer, and then it'll be Jacob Pearson and Brock Wagner. Here's the 1-2. Ball taken low. It'll go 2-2. So Asher Swenson started the at-bat off by getting to 2 strikes, and now Callum Neer, the tag team, steps in, and it's 2 balls to him, making it a 2-2 count. This ball swung on, hit hard to the second baseman, but picked up very nicely by Ty Heeb. He throws on Isaac Lair, and it'll be a 4-3 putout, bringing up the 8-hitter Jacob Pearson.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is earlier this year in one of my 15U games that I was coaching, I had the same thing happen in the second inning. I was supposed to have my 5-batter up, and he switched with my 6-batter, and we didn't notice until afterwards. But they just let him play, and we kept the lineup that way for the rest of the game.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm excited to know what that rule is, but I think you just switch him out like what just happened, and then if that guy would have gotten on, I believe he is out then because he got on batting illegally out of order. If it's an out, it's all for naught. In any case, Pearson's in a hole here. 0 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out, and that ball taken outside. That's pitch number 60 from Charlie Olson. Asher Swenson threw 5 with 85 pitches. Pearson will be followed by 9-hitter Brock Wagner. Here's the 1-2. Swing and fouled off the glove of Josh Berg. If Berg would have caught it, it would have been an out, but it popped out. Oklahoma scored, Mason. They're up 1-0 with men on first and third and 1 out in the top of the second.
Yep, I figured they've been pretty dominant this whole postseason run.
Here's a swing and a miss by Pearson, and that's strike number 3 for Pearson, so he's retired. That's strike out number 4 from Charlie Olson, and now Brock Wagner, who for the Vikings has had the at-bat really of the game for them, a 12-pitch walk that he worked real hard to get on base. Kuznia has had a single, and so did Lindemann. Those are the only 2 hits by the Vikings. DGF has 5 hits. Vikings have 2 errors. DGF has 1 error. As here's the 1-0 pitch to Wagner. He hits this one high and foul. Catcher Berg goes back for it, and he is able to catch it. Nice catch by Berg. It'll be an F2, 3 up, 3 down. No runs on no hits, no one left on base, no errors. And after 5 completed, 3-0.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Almaris alongside Mason Almaris in a Legion B/Junior Legion battle. DGF leading 3-0. Asher Swenson is out of the game as the pitcher. He is moving out to center field. Asher Swenson had a real nice day on the bump. He threw 5 complete, only gave up 5 hits, but he allowed the 3 runs. We're going to call him 2 earned runs. He only walked 3, struck out 3. He's the man of 3, really. He has been lifted, and he is out in center field. Center fielder Jacob Lindemann has moved to second base, which means the second baseman, Logan Jordheim, is now on the mound. Logan Jordheim wears number 1, will be playing position number 1, and he's making his first appearance of the year on the mound. So Logan Jordheim, the new pitcher for the Vikings, and he will face 7, 8, 9 hitters Richie Halverson, Charlie Olson, and Zachary Nundahl. DGF scored 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning. The Vikings went 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Now DGF trying to keep that momentum because Lady momentum is certainly on the side of the black right now. Here's pitch number 1 of the season from Jordheim. It looked like it was going to be a strike, but it was called a ball, and it'll be 1 ball, no strike. Here's the 1-0. Ball down and in. Moves the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Logan Jordheim been excited about his opportunity to get on the mound. We'll see what he can do with it here in Kindred. Here's the 2-0 taken high, ball 3. And he's got some work to do. 3 balls, no strikes to the 7 hitter, Richie Halverson. He flew out to short and to left field. He's 0 for 2. That ball nowhere close, and it's going to be a leadoff walk, a 4-pitch walk to Richie Halverson. That'll bring up Charlie Olson.
Not the way he wanted to start for his first appearance, but maybe he'll be able to reset here and go get the 8-batter.
He steps from the full and then goes to the set. And now he checks the runner, and Jordheim throws that one just a little bit off the plate, outside, ball 1. So Jordheim pitching to Bernier. Olson 1-0. Here's the pitch, another ball. It's 6 straight balls from Jordheim. Nice block there by Bernier to keep Halverson on first. Olson reached on an error and had a single and scored the first run of this game. He had that single and scored in the 5th inning. Here's the first strike off the hand of Logan Jordheim, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Richie Halverson on first. Olson at the plate. Here's a fly ball, exactly what Jordheim needed as Cade Westby comes over and calls off Jordheim nicely. Westby retires Olson, and that'll bring up the 9-hitter Zachary Nundahl. Nundahl had a big hit out to left field. Henry Kuznia came in on that ball, maybe peeked to see what was happening with Ben Euland, who was on a courtesy run. It tipped off his glove, and Euland sped on sped on his way for home, scoring the first run. Nundahl then ended up coming around and scoring on a big single from Knockmoose. Zachary Nundahl now sees a 1-1 count with 1 out and Halverson on first. Jordheim sets and delivers. Ball high, 2 balls, 1 strike. Nice little pitch count for Charlie Olson of DGF. 64 pitches through 5 is pretty impressive, Mason.
Yeah, only about 13 pitches an inning. That's exactly what you want your pitcher to do, so he can stay under that pitch limit and go all 7, get the complete game.
And he's only given up 2 hits through that 5 innings. As we're in the top of the 6th here. Strike taken. Nundahl was ready to toss the bat. Wisely did not, as Barclay, the home plate ump, called it a strike. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see if Halverson's off with the pitch. Just 1 out. Here's the 3-2. He stays put. Ball's outside. Halverson now going to go to second as Nundahl works the walk, and it's men on first and second with top of the order coming up. Ty Heeb, a man who has not made an out at the plate this game. He was caught stealing in the 3rd, tried to snag 3rd, but Sam Bernier tossed in front of him to Cade Westby as there's a strike taken by Ty Heeb. Ty Heeb had a 7-pitch walk, 4-pitch walk, and 9-pitch walk. 0 for 0 with 3 walks. He did score a run in the 5th. As Jordheim called for the balk.
Yeah, if I'm Jordheim here, I don't think this is the guy I'd want to face at all. Struggling to find the zone a little bit, and now you've got a guy that's able to battle anything, really.
Well, he certainly has proven himself as a smart batter. This ball's going to get by Bernier. Jordheim late to break home, and Halverson going to come in ahead of the throw. So it's a wild pitch that brings in Halverson, and now Eilertson is on to third base as Ty Heeb has a 1-1 count. Yeah, Ty Heeb is very smart. I would assume he's going to be a contact guy that if he puts this into play will very likely bring in Nundahl. Unless Jordheim can get him to get a lazy fly ball or a ground ball back to himself. We'll see if the Vikings and Jordheim can get Heeb out for the first time this game. Here's the 2-1. Strike taken. Nice job by Sam Bernier framing that outside pitch. And the Vikings get the call. It's 2-2. Tate Bergeson on deck. He's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to Heeb. High. And another full count for Ty Heeb. He's been up now for the 4th time, and 3 of those times he's seen full counts. What will he do with this one? Hits this one hard out to left field. Kuznia takes a few steps back, and it's going to be enough for a sac fly off the bat of Ty Heeb. So Ty Heeb, for the first time, does not reach base tonight. However, he does pick up the sac fly RBI, and you, in fact, were right, Mason. A very smart hitter, put some good lumber to that ball, and drives in his teammate Zachary Nundahl.
And he stays 0 for 0 on the day.
He is 0 for 0 with a run and an RBI. As now the lefty Tate Bergeson bats. Falls that one back. Bergeson 1 for 3. Flew out to right to Callum Neer. Then he got a single in the 3rd, and then he lined out to Jordheim in the 5th. This ball hit to center field, and Asher Swenson, the once pitcher, now center fielder, holds that in, and it's an F8. But DGF strikes for 2 more runs, and we have a new score as we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's DGF 5 and the Vikings 0.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred as we are nearing the 1.5 hour mark of time in this game. Well, 1 hour and 26 minutes into this one and only game of the night here in Kindred. Vikings trail 5-0 to DGF. They'll send to the plate their top of the order, Cade Westby, Henry Kuzny, and Sam Bernier, 1, 2, 3 to the plate as Cade Westby hits this one in a shallow left in front of the left fielder, Zachary Nundahl, for a leadoff single. Is exactly what the Vikings need. Westby came into today hitting .379, and he is now 1 for 3, which will bring up Henry Kuzny, a man who's hitting .297 coming into today, but that average will go up because he is 1 for 2. And Kuznia slaps this to the shortstop. The shortstop runs after. There's a double play ball, and it is a double play after that ball is thrown around the horn. Nice job of Bergeson to Heeb and on to Laren. We're talking, is there some catcher interference involved in that? So Coach DeBoard asking, is there any way or why is the catcher interference not called? Yes, and so catcher interference is the call. So the double play is erased, and Westby is going to get to go to second, and Kuzny is going to get to go to first. So a very big break for the Vikings there. You would definitely argue that if Kuzny would not have hit the catcher's glove, that ball would not have been a lazy ground ball to the shortstop. That'll bring up Sam Bernier. This ball is hit out to center field. Center fielder comes in and makes the play. Cade Westby, like what we talked about, what we wanted Near to do earlier, at least bluffs the tag. Halverson throws it down to the third baseman Marshall Lieb, and it'll be an F8. You know how to score a catcher's interference? Is that simply an E2?
I have no idea. I would assume so.
I'm pretty sure it's an E2, and there's a ball taken here to Logan Jordheim. I'm going to score it as an E2 because he reaches on the catcher interfering, which the catcher shouldn't have been interfering, and that therefore would be an error. So it's first and second, big opportunity for the Vikings as Jordheim now can help himself out on the mound. Jordheim only hitting 154 on the year. He's 0 for 2, but a big moment for him and the Vikings as he has 2 runners on with 1 out. A hit would be big. We'll see if Jordheim can do it. He slaps this to the left side, and it does just barely get through. Westby going to be rounding home, and the throw's going to go all the way to the plate. And the Vikings are going to try and snag another base. They do, and Kuznia gets to third. Kuznia got a little bit lucky there as he broke very late for third base. After all that snowball fighting is over, it's going to be an RBI, a seeing RBI single off the bat of Logan Jordheim. Henry Kuznia goes to third, just a little late, and was fortunate that the throw from Berg did not get to his fielder successfully. Henry Kuznia safe at third. Jordheim thought about second, then hit the brakes and went back. It's first and third with Jacob Lindemann up to bat. Lindemann is 1 for 2 on the day. It's 5-1. A lot going on there, Mace.
Yeah, I wonder if Kuznia just saw that nobody was at third. I think it was the third baseman was a little far away from third base, so maybe he saw that and that's why he went. But I think that break to third was a little too late for him to be saying it was on the throw.
Logan Jordheim, great job, big time for a hit. He takes off here, and that ball's in the dirt. He chose a good one to go on, and he's going to be safe at second. So a big moment here for Jacob Lindemann and the Vikings, as Lindemann has guys on second and third. It's Jordheim on second after the RBI single and now stolen base, and Kuznia on third. One out for Lindy. Lindy hitting 200 coming into today, but 1 for 2 on the day. DGF chooses to go in with the infield, and this ball fouled back. You can tell me your thoughts, Mason, but not something I necessarily agree with if I'm a DGF fan, because you're up 5-1, so you're playing for outs, are you not?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you need to get that guy out at home. You're up by 4 late in the game. You have 5 outs to get. You can trade 1, I think.
Certainly, I'd be happy to trade if I'm DGF a run for an out, but they don't want to give up any runs, and they want to take the out, so we'll see how this all plays out. Lindy needs to put this ball in play for the Vikings. Olsen does not want that to happen. Here's the 2-2, and this ball hit out to shallow left field, and it's going to fall in front of the left fielder. Jordheim had to wait to make sure it fell. This ball's going to go through, and now Lindy's off for second. Nice job by Jacob Lindemann. Great hit by Lindy, and then a heads-up play. He saw as soon as that ball was not going to make it to the cutoff man, he was off to the races. Jordheim there was nothing Logan could have done there on second. He had to wait and see if that ball was going to fall. So he held up, and now it's 5-2 as Asher Swenson with a big opportunity here. Ball taken high to Swenson.
Yeah, that left fielder did a good job. He just barely held out his glove last second a little bit, made it look like he was about to catch it, and then he didn't, so that Jordheim had to stay at second a little longer. Just couldn't get it in cleanly.
Here's a hit that's going to fall in right field. If it's fair, it's not. It's foul. It kept tailing off as Swenson had 2 RBIs all over that one, and it fell about 5 feet foul. Yeah, Nundahl was able to somewhat deke out Jordheim. Then he threw that ball off the mark, and Lindy was able to get the last laugh, getting into second. So Asher Swenson with a strong batting average, 385, 0 for 2 on the day. This ball is hit into foul ground. First baseman trails back and catches that, and it's going to be an F3. And now the potential biggest at-bat of the game is going to lay in the hands of Callum Neer. Callum Neer is 0 for 2, but hitting 375 up to this point. The Vikings would love to get this to be a one-run game. Can Callum Neer win, or will Charlie Olsen keep doing what he's been doing all day long as Neer takes a strike on the outer part of the plate? Olsen now throwing pitch number 79. Charlie Olsen giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. His squad has 1 error. Callum Neer to bat. Ball down and out.
And he's still on a great pace here, only throwing just under 80 pitches, now almost through 6 innings. If he can get through this guy right here, get him out, then he would be on pace to be able to finish the game.
Olsen sets, fouled off, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lindemann on second, Jordheim on third, Callum Neer at the plate, Charlie Olsen on the mound, and his battery mate is Josh Berg. Jacob Pearson on deck if needed. Here's the kick. This ball is hit out to right center field. The right fielder has a beat on it, and he is able to make that catch as Matt Eilertson with a huge catch out in right field. He had to run a little ways, but the ball hung up there, and Callum Neer put a sting on it. But it's Matt Eilertson out in right field who gets the last laugh on that. The Vikings do pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 2 on base. There was 1 DGF error, and after 6 complete, the new score reads DGF 5 and Kindred 2.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the big air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins, the fun never ends.
Hey fans, welcome back. It's the top of the 7th we go, where DGF is going to send 3, 4, 5 hitters of the plate. Isaac Laren, Trey Knockmoose, and Marshall Lieb. DGF scored 3 in the 5th and then 2 more in the 6th, extending their lead to 5-0. The Vikings answered now in the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-2, which, by the way, catcher's interference goes in as nothing. No error, no at-bat, no anything. So Henry Kuznia is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Here's a ball hit to the left side by leadoff man Isaac Laren. It's going to be a leadoff single on a first pitch. Laren now 1 for 4 on the day. The potential and likely up to this point, not likely, he is the hero of the game up to this point. Steps into the batter's box. It's the designated hitter, number 14, Trey Knockmoose. Why is he the hero? Because he had a big 2-out, 2 RBI single that got DGF on the board. We'll see what he can do with this next at-bat. He's 1 for 3, struck out twice, and has the big at-bat. Laren on first, Jordheim on the mound. Knockmoose, as the runner takes off, Bernier loses that one, and it's going to be a stolen base for Laren. It's one thing Sam Bernier has struggled with a little bit. He's got a great arm. If he can get the ball into his hand, he'll make a good throw most of the time, making sure it's on target and in his hand are the two things that if he can fix, he'll be very dangerous behind the plate. Trey Knockmoose. Here's the 2-0. That one gets by Bernier. And now Laren going to go to third base. So Laren reaches on a single, steals second, and goes to third on a pass ball. It's 3-0. So ball taken low and outside, and it's going to be runners on the corners for DGF. Jordheim looks into the dugout. I don't know if Coach Dubord is considering going a different route here. Jordheim sure looking in, always looking in for the signs. As Bernier runs through him for his infield. Knockmoose on first, Laren on third. DGF leads by 3. Pearson kind of holding, and this one chopped foul. It's 0-1 to the now batter Marshall Lieb. Lieb 1 for 2, single in the second, flew out to the pitcher in the fourth, and is hit by a pitch in the fifth. Now Pearson not holding.
It looked like Knockmoose went for a delayed steal, and
here
he goes again.
Yeah, here he is. And that throw going to go to it's cut off nicely, but a good read by Isaac Laren. Although the Vikings executed the play pretty cleanly, Lindemann was not able to get it out of his glove and home to Sam Bernier in time, so it's going to be a stolen base for Knockmoose on the delayed steal. And then the run comes across, and Isaac Laren. And now Marshall Lieb bats with the runner on second and a 1-1 count. Ball. Boy, the Vikings had it drawn up well. The speed of Isaac Laren was just too much for that defensive play. There'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. There you go, Logan. Go get him. Still no outs in the top of the 7th. Can Jordheim pick up his first strikeout here? It's a ball taken down and in to Marshall Lieb. And it'll run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Josh Berg, Richie Halverson, and Charlie Olson the next three batters. This one's fouled straight back. And we'll do it again.
These DGF batters have had a lot of great at-bats here, working the count, fouling off a lot of pitches once they get to 2 strikes. They've been putting the Kindred pitchers to work here.
They really have. I mean, they've been hard outs almost all the time. Runner takes off. It's going to be a foul ball, right side. Is it going to stay? Yes, it is going to stay in play. But, like, nobody goes for it. Jordheim, Bernier, Pearson kind of took some steps over there. I'd like to see a little more effort out of the boys in blue there, as that ball did land in play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And to your point, Marshall Lieb resets another full count. Ball taken just a little bit high. And I said it earlier, when you got a guy like Marshall Lieb or Brock Wagner who's battling and battling and battling, more times than not, that batter is going to get the call, as they should. They take a borderline pitch. They've been working hard at the plate. I know if you're on the pitcher side of things, you say, call the strike, and the ball, but I don't know where that pitch, how close it was. It looked like it was probably a ball, and Lieb gets the break there as he walks on down to first base. Berg falls one hard down the third base line.
Yeah, it's always nice as a batter getting rewarded like that once you have a great at-bat.
Here's the 0-1. And it's fouled back. Josh Berg with an 0-2 count. Trey Knockmoose has a nice moving lead there at second. Looking to time Jordheim. He tried to break for third earlier. We'll see if he does it again. Jordheim stares at him and looks again and does a good job of holding him close. And there's a strike call at Josh Berg. Watch go. Beautiful pitch by Jordheim right on the lower outer portion of the plate. Really hard pitch to do much with, and Berg going to get struck out for the second time. He's over 4. Richie Halverson now comes to the plate. 0 for 2, flew out to short and left. He walked and scored in the 6th. 1 out here. Ball high to Halverson. 7, 8, 9. Halverson, Olsen, Nundahl are the next 3 scheduled batters. Here's the pitch. Right off the helmet of Halverson. Brings you back to the days of watching Kylan Swenson up there.
Yep. Yeah, he was a ball magnet. I remember 3rd of July. Just getting ready to go to the lake. We have a game in Grafton, and boom, gets smoked in the head by a fastball. Helmet cuts his eyebrow, and he had to go to the hospital and get stitches.
Yeah, that was Kylan Swenson. I don't think he moved one lick at that ball. Gladly took it in the head, and Halverson, not saying he wanted to get hit in the head, but he was certainly didn't seem too worried about it. So Halverson takes the hit by pitch and gets to first base for free. And all these runners now, the guy on third, Knockmoose walked, Lieb walked, and Halverson was hit by a pitch. So 3 freebies on the bases for DGF. Can they take advantage of that with their 8-hitter and pitcher Charlie Olson? There's ball 2. It's 2-0. Boy, to speak again about the job that Charlie Olson has done today. He's thrown 82 pitches. This is the second pitcher for the Vikings in Jordheim. That's pitch 43 for him, taken for a strike on the outer lower part of the zone.
Yeah, 82 pitches and still only giving up 2 runs through 6 innings, 5 hits.
Olson set to have a complete game, and a very nice one at that. This ball's hit high and deep to left field. Kuznia runs back, catches it, and that's definitely deep enough for the sac fly RBI. So it's a sac fly RBI, F7, off the bat of Charlie Olson, and that scores Trey Knockmoose. Marshall Lieb did not elect to tag. I think he certainly could have challenged the Vikings there, but you don't want to get the third out at third. There's 2 outs now for the 9-hitter Zachary Nundahl. 7-2 now the score. As that ball sails outside, Lieb on second, Halverson on first, Nundahl up to bat. Nundahl 1 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs scored.
And he's certainly getting some aggressive secondaries at second base there, too.
I like their leads for sure. As soon as that ball is going to the plate, they are driving hard down to third base as well, DGF is.
Yeah, they're definitely putting the pressure on Bernier back at catcher, and then maybe trying to force some miscommunication by Vikings defense, yelling going when they're not.
Yeah, and here they go. It's a double steal, and it's going to be successful. Oh, almost not, as Lieb did not slide into third. Halverson easily into second. And Halverson's going to get the, Lieb and Halverson are each going to get that stolen base. But
yeah, like you said earlier, Bernier has a really good arm. It just, that ball was in the dirt. Good job to block it and get in his hand, and he made a great throw there.
It's going to be fouled back there off the bat of Nundahl. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. DGF leading 7-2. Jordheim kicks and delivers. Ball just taken a little bit outside and low, as it's going to be 3-2 to the 9-hitter Nundahl. Ty Heeb, been a problem for the Vikings on deck. They do not want to see him up to the plate with the bases loaded, but they will, because Zachary Nundahl draws a walk, and that'll load bases up here for Ty Heeb. Ty Heeb has not had a bad night. He has walked 3 times, and he had a big deep fly that was a sacrifice fly out to left field and an RBI in the last inning. What will he do with this at-bat? Takes a ball. Of the 4 at-bats he's had, he's worked 3 full counts. The other at-bat was a 4-pitch walk. Here's the 1-0. Taken low. Ooh, taken as a low strike. Vikings might have got a break there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nundahl on first, Halverson on second, Lieb on third, and a swing and miss from Ty Heeb moves this count to 1-2. This is the most trouble Ty Heeb has been in his at-bats. He's seen 2 strikes, but not been down 1-2. That's a strike taken. Nice pitch by Jordheim, and the Vikings finally get Ty Heeb of DGF, but not before DGF scores another couple runs. And in the 7th, as we move to the bottom of the 7th, the Vikings have their work cut out for them. They're down 7-2. Can they get the job done? Come on back and see.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today.
And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred as we get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. Vikings will send 8-9 top. Jacob Pearson, Brock Wagner, and Cade Westby. If you're bummed that it's only just one game here tonight, don't be bummed for very long, because you can join us at the Icewind Brewery in Mapleton. Kindred Youth Baseball is the charity of the month, and if you stop up there as Jacob Pearson hits this to the shortstop, Tate Bergeson, it's going to be an L6. If you stop up to the Icewind Brewery tonight, you get... For every pint that is sold, $1 will go to Kindred Youth Baseball, and for every 4-pack, $2 will go there. If you stop up there any other time in the month of June, you can round up your tab, and those roundups also go to Kindred Youth Baseball. So maybe consider that tonight or in the near future, as June is already 22 days old, and we are thankful at Kindred Youth Baseball for Icewind making Kindred Youth Baseball their charity of the month. 0 balls, 1 strike here to Brock Wagner. He hits that one hard out to left field, and it gets over the head of the left fielder. Brock Wagner going to be off for at least second base, and I think that's where he'll pull up, as Zachary Nundahl was playing him just a little too shallow, and Wagner took advantage of that, hit it over his head, and it'll be a 1-out double for the Vikings and Brock Wagner. Wagner had 2 really good at-bats here this game. His first at-bat in the third was a 12-pitch walk, and now he smokes a double, and he's standing on second as that pitch. Cade Westby, they call it a foul ball. Cade Westby 1 for 3. He has scored a run for the Vikings. He has an 0-1 count working against Charlie Olson. This is pitch 87 for Olson. 105 is the limit. Here's pitch 87. Ball taken down and outside. Cade Westby once again came into the game with a batting average of .379. He has 11 hits. He has 3 doubles, 9 RBIs, and 9 runs scored. Now 10 because he scored in this game. There's a ball taken down and out. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Westby, the leadoff man, plays third base. Where's number 12? He's got Wagner on second. And Charlie Olson, a tough righty for the Vikings. He's done a nice job, Olson has, in this game. It's a 3-1 count. What did you say, the pitcher that you compared Charlie Olson to? Who was that again?
I think it was Carter Capps. The way he holds it down by his waist when he's coming through to home plate. Once his left leg goes out, he puts the ball down by his right waist, and it looks just like that.
Charlie Olson has now thrown 90 pitches. Westby is on first, Wagner is on second, and Henry Kuzny is up to bat. He reached on catcher's interference in his last at-bat, which is not an at-bat, not an error, not an anything. We'll see what he does here. He hits this one down the third base line, and it sure looked like there was white that popped up there, but
Yeah.
It was called a foul ball.
Yeah, that did look pretty white to me. I wonder if you can see the spot where the ball hit in the dirt.
Oakley doesn't seem too animated over there. I'm sure his view wasn't the best. It was close nonetheless, but Kuzny does not get the break there, and he takes a ball now. 1 ball, 1 strike. I like how Wagner and here now with Henry Hanky Panky Kuznia get a pitch to rip, and they're taking advantage of it here. Again, just foul as Marshall Lieb moved a couple steps to his right, but wasn't able to snag that, and Kuznia now works with a 1-2. Here's pitch 94 from Charlie Olson coming. It's a foul ball, out of play over golf cart row on the first base side, which tonight is just 1 golf cart. Fans are getting more and more brave, though. There's a nice black car down there, and just here's a 1-2 high. That's Coach DuBoard's. Boy, that is a dangerous place to park a car down the right field line. There's a plethora of foul balls that go that way. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming to Kuznia. Ball taken high, and Kuznia got himself a very nice at-bat going here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Westby on first and Wagner on second. Olson now going to throw pitch 97. Vikings are making them work here. Here's the kick and the delivery. Fouled off. Kuznia. That was a borderline pitch that you had to foul off there, and a really good job of Kuznia not putting it in the hands of the umpire.
Yeah, that was good. You got to swing at that one. It's a little close, and he swung late, just tried to foul it off. I don't know if he had that foul ball approach there on that one so he can see another pitch, but did a really good job of
Big pitch here, 3-2, taken high. Great at bat by Henry Kuznia. Kuznia is able to advance the line, and it's now guys on first, second, and third. Kuznia strings together a very nice at-bat, and here comes the coach, Bryce Kruger, to talk. He does not have to pull Charlie Olson. He may or may not do that. Bases are juiced for the Vikings. Again, it's Kuzny on first, Westby on second, Wagner on third, and Sam Bernier coming to the plate. We'll step away for 30 seconds, and when we come back, we'll see, is it Charlie Olson going to finish this off, or are they going to someone else?
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
All right, fans, it is going to stay Charlie Olson, and he's going to face Sam Bernier here. Sam Bernier is 0 for 3 in this game. Flew out to first, right, and center. 3 fly balls. Sam Bernier came into this game hitting .227. He has 1 ball and no strikes. This is pitch 100 from Charlie Olson. Here's the 1-0. This ball chopped to the shortstop. He throws to second baseman, and they throw across the diamond. Bernier beats that out. It's going to be an RBI for Sam Bernier. But Henry Kuznia going to be out at second as Bergeson threw to Heeb. Bernier going to reach on the fielder's choice and pick up an RBI. So it's going to be runners at the corner in Bernier and Westby. A run in Wagner and Logan Jordheim up to bat. And if you're DGF, you are very happy about that out. Specifically that it happened fast. And can Olson get out of this game with 101 pitches? He cannot. Jordheim with another hit as he drives in Westby on another single, and Jordheim having a nice night at the plate. He is 2 for 4, Logan is, with 2 RBIs. It's now going to be guys on first and second. Bernier on second, Jordheim on first, and Lindemann up to bat. It's 7-4, and Lindemann is the tying run with pitch 102 coming here. Lindemann's ready to hit that ball. He fouls it back. Lindemann 2 for 3 on the day. Came into today hitting .200. Lindemann does have an RBI. And on deck is Asher Swenson. Jacob Lindemann versus Charlie Olson. 103. Lindemann slaps this to the right side. Is it going to get through? It does not. Second baseman with a nice play, and that'll be the ball game right there as Ty Heeb made a very nice play over at second base. He hustled over to the hole. That definitely would have scored Bernier and would have kept the game going. But it's all for naught as Ty Heeb hustles on over, and he fields that, throws it over to Laren, and that'll do things here in Kindred as DGF is going to come out victorious by a score of 7-4. We're going to step away for about 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll honor the Enbridge Player of the Game, the Halstead Telephone Company Connection of the Game, and the Precision Play of the Game, sponsored by Agassi Precision A. Coming back in 2 minutes.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us, and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassi Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Hey fans, welcome back to Kindred. Once again, DGF wins this game and improves to a record of 4-7. The Vikings are going to fall to 6-6. DGF wins 7-4. It was a good ball game, Mason. Some pitcher duo things going on, and then both teams got hot late in the game. We're going to name 3 awards here. I'll start. We'll go with the connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. The connection of the game, we're going to go a defensive connection, and I'm going to call it the defensive connection. At the end of the game, the last out, Ty Heeb fielded a ground ball that he had to hustle on over to, fielded it smoothly, and threw on to Laren. If that ball gets through, the Vikings will make it 7-5. They've got runners on the corners, and they've got Asher Swenson, a 300-plus hitter, up to bat. They have Lindy on the bases, who potentially gets to second. And really a lot of different trouble that could have been created if the Vikings do get that ball through. As it was, Ty Heeb scoots over to his left, fields that ball, and connects with his first baseman, Isaac Laren. So congratulations to Ty Heeb and Isaac Laren for winning the honors of Halstead Telephone Company connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. Mace, you got the Enbridge Player of the Game, sponsored by Enbridge. I think this was a no-brainer. The Enbridge Player of the Game is
Charlie Olson. He will get the Player of the Game by Enbridge. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. He went a full game, 7 innings pitched, 103 pitches thrown. He gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, only 2 were earned, only walked 3, and struck out 4. Not a high strikeout number, but he just delivered every at-bat. He was doing his job, or every at-bat that he faced. He did his job, got the guy out, and at the plate also had a big hit, a sac fly, and he didn't score the run because he had a courtesy runner, but he got that run in by getting on base.
Congratulations to Charlie Olson. You are the Enbridge Player of the Game. No doubt made a huge difference in this one, being a complete game, pitching a complete game and picking up the win. And we should add to this, too, he didn't give up a run until the 6th inning, so he really did a great job. Finally, we'll honor the Precision Play of the Game, sponsored by Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassiz Precision Ag is located in Hillsboro. You can stop in, call them at 701-436-2119, or visit planterdoc.com. An easy that turned the game from a 1-0 lead to a 3-0 lead, and in both of our eyes, that was a huge moment for DGF. So congratulations to Trey Knockmoose. He will win the honors of Agassiz Precision Ag Play of the Game. So Trey Knockmoose, the Play of the Game. Ty Heeb to Isaac Laren will get the connection of the game, sponsored by Halstead Telephone, and Charlie Olson is the Enbridge Player of the Game. Mason, it was a fun night to watch some baseball. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Only one game. Kind of a bummer, but maybe we can go to Icewin and donate to the Kindred Youth Baseball Program.
Nothing makes you feel better than donating some money to a good cause like what we're going to go and do for Kindred Youth Baseball, correct?
Yep.
$1 for every pint, $2 for every 4-pack. They've got pizza and treats and all kinds of fun things. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow, if the rain holds off, we're going to be ready and excited for a Babe Ruth affair in Kindred. The Kindred Babe Ruth hosts Castleton's 15s. That'll be first pitch at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock tomorrow. We will be on the air to have Babe Ruth baseball action. We hope you're here as well. Hope everybody has a great June 22nd. Have a fantastic evening. We'll hope to see you either tonight or back on the air tomorrow. See you sometime soon.